Do you want to get well? In its original translation, I would say in its original language, New Testament written in Greek, the word well is translated as whole. What about emotionally, physically, spirit, mind, body, soul? Do you want to be well? Do you want to be whole? And he replied, Sir, the invalid replied, I have no one to help me into the pool. When the water is stirred while I am trying to get in, someone else goes ahead of me. Then Jesus said to him, Get up, pick up your mat, and walk. At once, the man was cured. He picked up his mat, and he walked. You know, not unlike this invalid man, this man that was incapable of walking, this man that was not well, we do a lot when it comes, the same things when it comes to making excuses, when it comes to dealing with our life issues. When Jesus asked him, did he want to be made well? Did he want to be made whole? He answered by complaining. By complaining. He answered by saying, I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes ahead of me. Pretty sure we've all felt that same way. Many different situations in our lives. We complain. We say, poor me. I understand that. I get that. I've done that too. The problem is that we are then focusing more on the reasons or excuses that we may be making for why we can't do something. And we don't fight to do something to get better. So we bounce around in life from one weakness to another. And many times we may focus on an illness, on the problem, on the circumstance more, and we become disabled. And we somehow, just like that man by the pool, paralyze ourselves from any progress. Sometimes we get so used to something that we don't know how to let go. You're going to say, what do you mean, Arlene? You think I want to have this pain? Let me tell you, there's a lot of times that there's emotional pain that you've held on to for so long that it's become so deeply ingrained in you that without it, or without the drama that you say or we say that we don't want, or the pain that we say we don't want, we keep reliving it in our mind, in our actions, in our unforgiveness, or in our newer relationships. Sometimes we let everyone else get there before us because we're so afraid that we won't be able to do it. Or maybe our battle is with a sin area in our lives, like lust or dishonesty or gossip or weakness or an addiction to alcohol, drugs, sex, or something more. What happens is pride tells us we don't need no help, we can do it. In scripture, the Lord asks, do you want to be made well? Do you want to be whole? The man answered, I have no help. I'm sure if we look around or we think about it, there's been several times that we might have had a way out. But we focused more on the issue of the problem, which is so real, don't get me wrong, or got used to it, or were too afraid to try to get out of it, or made excuses on why you couldn't. Then we missed the mark. We missed the boat. Or it might have been that we lack faith or belief that some higher power, something greater than ourselves, which I call Jesus, God, could really help us if we just surrender completely to Him and say, I want to be made whole, God. Every illness is caused by our unwillingness do what it takes to be healthy. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to get emails in regards to what about cancer? What about all that? That's not what I'm talking about. Right now, I am talking more about emotional illness that makes us unhealthy, that then manifests itself physically in our bodies. Because when we worry, I don't know about you, but I start getting these severe migraines. I can't sleep when I'm too anxious about something. When I relive pain or a situation of a broken heart and speak about it constantly, or continue to meditate on it, I never feel free. A person's life goes on. When I don't forgive someone who's hurt me, I then am entrapped because I've given away my power, so now I don't feel good. Now my whole emotional self and my healthiness and my way of thinking and moving forward, siguiendo adelante, has now become ill, contaminated.